I've been using and testing these Inmo Air 3s every day for the last 30 days, and I have some thoughts. You guys might remember I wore these for a week straight, did a ton of tests, but has anything changed since then? Are they still good for long-term use? And is it worth pre-ordering them before the price goes up by 20%? Find out in this video. So if you weren't aware, the Inmo Air 3s are a stand-alone dual lens display pair of smart glasses. What that means is you don't need your phone to actually use them. You can leave your phone behind, go anywhere and use them. There's no companion app or nothing. What that means is you can just connect to Wi-Fi, you can connect to your hotspot, or you can use them without internet connection at all, because you get access to all the apps on the Android App Store, because this is running Android 14. You also get an AI assistant powered by ChatGPT, a camera that can shoot vertical and horizontal and square, 7 hours of battery life, triple screens, 1080p dual lens full color display, and the ability to game, obviously. And yeah, I've been using all those features a ton, and here is what I think. So first off, the camera. It's 16 megapixels and it shoots 1080-30. 1080-30 being the same as the Meta display quality. 16 megapixels being more megapixels for photos, and the quality is pretty good. It's kind of just like an Android phone, maybe one from a few years ago. It's good, it's passable, there's no LED light, so it's really easy to record. You can zoom up to 8x, and there's a ton of different settings you can choose, from the exposure compensation to the aspect ratio. You have 16:9, 9:16, 3:4, and 1:1. And you can change things like the bit rate, change the images to lossless, which is really cool. And overall, the camera has really great settings, and it's good enough, pretty fun to use out and about, but I don't use it that much. Up next is the battery life. How is that held up? And the answer is amazing. The battery life on this thing is incredible. You can always see it on the display, so you know if it's ever getting low. It charges via USB-C, so you can plug it in real quick. If you notice, you're like 20 or 30%. It's never died when I've used this, because it's just so obvious when it's dying. I've mentioned this before, but with like the Ray-Ban Metas, you don't know when it's about to die, and then it's just dead. These, there's no surprises. You could have the display on all the time if you wanted to. And yeah, the battery life has been amazing. Easily lasts me all day every time that I've used them. And that's even with recording video. Really, really cool. Up next is the apps. This has been in just a better and better experience the longer I've had these, because as I've had the Android App Store, I've been like playing around with more Android apps, which is super cool. You get Xbox Cloud Gaming, you get Steam Link, you get ChatGPT, Netflix, all the streaming services, HBO Max, Disney, YouTube Music, Spotify, just everything that you could ever want on the Android App Store. And it's amazing. It's so easy to use. It's really easy to control with the Ring 3, which comes with the glasses, which is the way that you control it. It's basically like hand tracking. You just have to wear a ring for the hand tracking to work, and you kind of use your hand as a mouse and then tap it to select things. It works so well. So the apps have been a really cool thing to experience, which brings me to the next point. I freaking love gaming on these things. Even before I was doing cloud gaming on this, I could just cast directly from my phone and mirror the screen onto the glasses. And that's whether it's vertical or horizontal. And then I could do any gaming on here. I could do cloud gaming, connect Bluetooth controller to my phone, which you can also connect it to this, obviously. And I would play Minecraft with some really cool texture packs on there and really good quality. The screen is nice and big, and it was great. I couldn't believe that I was doing that without wires, and I could still see everything. Like, it's so unique to experience these glasses, because usually if you see a giant screen and you're wearing glasses, one, they have a wire connected to your phone because they're AR glasses, and two, the back is kind of dark. Like, it's not clear. So you can't see everything that's going on. But with these, I was able to game from my phone, or you could do it straight off of these glasses without your phone, with a controller, with no wire, and I could see what I was doing and walk around. Honestly, it was insane. It was so cool, and I've not experienced anything like that on any glasses that I've ever tested. I guess the closest I could compare to that would be the Apple Vision Pro, but even then, the pass-through is not real life, so it's not like as good quality as real life is when you're wearing these glasses. Which brings me to my next point, and that is that I love that you can just walk around and go anywhere with these and be browsing YouTube or whatever other apps you want, just like in public while you're walking around. You could really easily like take videos of things. If you see something interesting, you could zoom in up to 8x while you're walking around. It's really cool. And then obviously in coffee shops, you can do triple screens and multitask and all that stuff, and everyone is none the wiser. It's so cool. I can't describe how cool it is. So next, we're gonna go over sort of the controls of this, how those have held up. So if you weren't aware, you can control it with a touchpad remote. Really easy. You can use the hand tracking ring, which is really cool. Also really easy once you get the hang of it. And you can adjust the sensitivity because it's like a mouse cursor anyways. You can also connect anything via Bluetooth to control it. So you can connect an Xbox controller, a PlayStation controller, a keyboard and mouse. You can do all that. So you can just have a keyboard and mouse mouse and be working on triple screens, you know, at a coffee shop while you're wearing them, which is really, really cool. And then finally, if you forget all of the things that make it easier to control, you can just control it with a touchpad on the side and do everything that you would normally do. So they're great, honestly. Like, they've covered their bases. Any way you could possibly want to control these, you can control them that way, which is really cool. Up next is style. So how have these held up? So that's probably the biggest thing people have to say about these. That is a con, is that they think they're too bulky to wear. They don't like the look of them. As someone who's walked around with an Apple Vision Pro in a coffee shop, I much prefer these. Usually when you see someone wearing a bulky pair of glasses, you just assume that they have like an extra heavy prescription for their eyes. Like, that's what I assume. I don't assume it's some fancy piece of technology. Also, because it does come with these nose pads, it doesn't feel that heavy. Like, it is, but the nose pads just do a world of difference. You don't understand how much of a difference those nose pads coming out actually make, even compared to the Meta display glasses or the normal Ray-Ban Meta. Like, they feel more front heavy when they don't have nose pads. It's just a fact, and they slide down easier. So like comfort, these are good, and they don't ever fall off. Despite being bulkier, you might think, oh, if it's heavier, it might like fall off easier. Never had a single problem with that. It wraps around nice and tight around your head, and I've had no problem wearing these all day. And if you're wondering, yes, you can get clip-in prescriptions. They are display glasses, so you'd think maybe you can't do that, but yeah, they just clip right onto the inside. You can clip on sunshades on the front if you're outside on a sunny day, increase the contrast, and make them double as sunglasses. Although I've used the dual lens displays outside in the bright sun, and I could still see perfectly, so worked great for that as well. And then the next thing I want to bring up is something that probably not a lot of you have thought about, but you can make apps for these. I believe they already have the SDK out, so you can design custom apps for these Inmo Air 3. But the other thing I think is cooler is if you can make Android apps just in general, you could just make Android apps, put them on the Android Play Store, and just kind of have them tailored to being for these glasses. So you don't have to fiddle around with their new SDK or anything. You could just make an Android app that would be really cool on HUD glasses and just slap them on here. It'd be so much easier that way for a lot of people that might have done mobile development before, which is really, really cool. But I think that's like the biggest strong suit. There's actually a lot of strong suits for these glasses, but one of the biggest strong suits is the fact that the app possibilities are just kind of endless. It's honestly really, really insane. And it does have 3DOF with the triple screens, like they stay in place when you look around, which is really cool. So it has that possibility as well. The only thing I would really complain about with these glasses is the sound quality is good enough. It's like pretty good, but obviously it's not like when I wear my Apple Vision Pros and you get all that cool spatial sound quality, or just even some other AR glasses that just have really good speakers built in, like the ones that were built by Bose. I forget which AR glasses those were. Those are really good. The speakers I just wish were like, I wish they had like a little more bass in them. That's my main complaint. But like overall, over the past 30 days, I would definitely say these glasses, they're just one of a kind. You just can't find anything like them. There are no other transparent dual lens display 1080p standalone glasses running Android. There just are none. The Rayneo X3 Pros get close, but they're tethered to your phone, and all other smart glasses are tethered to your phone. And all AR glasses with the really big screens like these, you can't see through them, and you need a wire for almost all of them. So these are just kind of in a league of their own, and they're going for $8.99 right now. And that's if you order them using the link in the description before their campaign ends. And then the price jumps up to $10.99. So at that price, it makes a lot more sense for what these can do to be at that price. But like the deal is right now, only getting these for 100 more than the Meta displays and being able to do like 100 times more things with them, that is not going to last very much longer. So if you want to check these out, they're in the description. I also have other videos about these if you want to see those. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.